I'm just like, it's just like live. This is the opposite of like we're doing it death. Like, no, that's not how that works.
No, that would be
We're doing it death. I like it.
that'd be opposite of doing it live. All right, anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back, Skexy Suckers, to another episode of Emrae, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign in a world of my own design. With us, as always, are our good friends, Jeff, a.k.a. Bartholomew, the Human Time Wizard, Zach, or Jindorum, Jin Draprax, our Dragonborn Sorcerer, Mike, or Wallace, the Wall Stone Guard, startled of the most startling, their human fighter sork, and Steve, or Rail, the Old Man, our half-elf druid.
Yep,
Cat
that's me. I'm ready for another exciting adventure. I'm just playing into it now.
Chocolate.
Wallace wins.
Just wear you down.
It's like the old Steve Urkel. I'm wearing you down. Edmund Steve's cam is on. He is a piece of bread, obviously. Idiot.
Yeah, I'm a sentient piece of bread. Why is that? Don't make it weird.
Sounds like Jim's the sourdough.
In our last episode, the party had completed scouring the treetop and undertree city of Mundarbo, searching for a band of adventurers who would join them in their cause to seek out and vanquish the Timekeeper.
We were unfortunately unable to find a band. We just found some individual adventurers instead with less musical talent. But go on.
Yes, no band was found. However, a smattering of people who definitely had more levels than Mike, as that was his only criteria for whether they should talk to somebody, have been recruited to the crew, and we are going to open the session with a little bit of a time skip for purposes of moving the story along. And all of your friends who you've recruited have met you inside the War Council room, where you are all discussing the plan forward. In context of the game and mechanics, this will consist of you all figuring out who's controlling whom when it comes to combat. So right now I've added all of them to your journals, as well as made them accessible to you. When you figure out who's going to control whom, I will change that so only that player can see that NPC. So you're not all fiddling around with the same tokens.
So each of us controls two, right?
If you want to RP that out, feel free. If we want to just speed it along and talk amongst yourselves out of game, that's fine as well. I know that we've been lingering here in Mundarbo, and you guys are itching to get on your journey, so I won't force the issue, as it were.
I miss casting spells.
Right?
I'm more than happy to A, have this conversation above table, and B, take whoever people don't want.
Works for me.
Well,
I'm also happy to answer any questions. I know that so in the notable people, places, objects, Mundarbo's 10 is all the character sheets, and some of them have items. I think 2 of them have special items that are listed in the artifacts and items, if you want to get more details.
You can right-click on the token and have their character open up, if that helps.
That is helpful, thank you.
Although I cannot click 2 of the tokens.
Which 2?
Valar and Cade. I don't have control of their tokens.
That doesn't make any sense. They're in all journals, and they're edited and controlled by all players.
The tokens?
The tokens are on the board because I dragged them from the Mundarbo's 10 folder.
You may have to edit the tokens themselves. I can't even. I don't know if anybody else can. I can't even click Cade or Valar.
You're right.
I cannot either.
Yeah, because this represents... Okay, I gotta do that. This represents Valar. That's what happened. Somehow,
No, they're not
tokens.
I can
were-
move this big sword lady.
This represents Heinrich. That was good. This represents.
And I can move the robot.
Angelina. That one's good. This represents. Practice.
Now I can move the centaur.
Yay.
And this guy under the centaur.
Yep, that's Vlar. Oh, can I? No, I cannot make.
This.
Unfortunately,
I got it. I figured out what the problem was, and I've solved it for everybody.
no, the PCs can't see, like, you may have names displayed under tokens. I don't think PCs can see names under tokens, which is frustrating.
All tokens should now represent their appropriate characters, which would control
Hooray.
also who can interact with them.
There you go.
This ability is broken.
Right?
That's so strong. It's an ability and its ability in a Blades in the Dark playbook, and it's just like so strong in that.
Whoops.
Just remember, the more power the DM gives you, the harder the foe to find.
To find? I thought we knew where they are.
You know what I mean. I was just trying to be poetic.
Question for you, Jim. In Henrik Steedcastle's Playmore attack, you can use it one-handed or two-handed. The two-handed damage, though, is only 1d12 plus 4 rather than his native plus 5 strength mod. Is that accurate?
It is likely an oversight. It's something I can fix.
Unbelievable. How dare you get one thing wrong on these 5 character sheets or whatever?
For any other DM, I would just like bring it up only in the moment when something's rolled, but it's Jim, and I know how he loves to get it right, so it's like...
Jim's
got
a
you, bud.
details guy.
No,
He is.
I appreciate
this
it.
is exactly why I love having an animated piece of bread as a part of the group that plays with this. It's just so entertaining.
I'm waiting for Steve to yell, "Quit loafing around. Let's go."
That would be
I don't
stepping on
expect you to
your
do
realm
that.
of...
See, here's the thing: is that the more you call attention to it, the more it loses its power as a bit. So
That's fair.
Maybe that's what I'm going for. Let's
That's
take away
fine.
the stigma of the fact that you're.
Yep,
a
I'm gonna
talking
rename.
head.
I'm gonna rename you to Colin Robinson soon.
I feel like I should know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
I also don't know who that is.
Oh my god, who are you people? I thought you were my friends.
Nope. Nobody.
None of
knows who it
you.
is.
None of you watch What We Do in the Shadows.
No,
You
No.
are all making mistakes.
Jim.
I mean,
You know that
That
I'm.
my kid's mom loves that show. Which
That
may be
show
the reason
is
why I
so-
don't watch it.
That show is so good.
You know that I'm just a hopeless weeb. All I do is watch anime.
It is a phenomenal show. And it's right up my street, at least. I mean,
Wow,
I feel like you guys would
Right.
all enjoy it.
just right down the street, huh?
Convenient for him that he's got a
Yeah.
nest of vampires that are ridiculous just down the street. I mean, living in northern Connecticut does seem like the sort of thing that they would do.
Actually, they all live in Staten Island.
Close enough.
Hey,
So they're insufferable.
Just watch the
Right.
show. I promise you'll enjoy it.
Wow, Stella has a lot of spells. Holy macaroni.
Yeah.
Does she have
So-
any spells?
Yeah, Stella's
got like a-
Stella's
she's got-
a
Ninth level spells. I mean, she's
Yeah.
a level 20
She's got an
cleric.
arsenal.
Oh, yeah,
That's like
Stella's
a-
got much.
that's like a pretty reasonable high level cleric
Yeah,
spell list.
Vlar is not hurting for spells either. So who wants to play the level 20 cleric?
Not this guy. What? Great
I'm
power comes great responsibility.
like I said, I am perfectly happy playing whatever is like left over after everyone else takes their picks. I'm fairly confident in my ability to play most classes in this game at a halfway decent level.
I am not. However, I have experience with monks, so I can take Cade and practice.
So
Monks are sweet.
Zach gets the monks and his.
Steve, have you seen our stream? Our other stream?
No.
Oh man.
Like I said, I
I'm,
only watch anime.
Yeah.
That wasn't just
Fair
for the
enough.
meme. That was just
Yeah.
for Steve's life.
It's true.
So
I just
Vlar
started
is a
watching Zoids
sorcerer,
again.
right? A sorcerer that also uses the Death Lance. Is that what I'm seeing? Or a bard?
I think you're getting caught up on classes.
Well, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just
Vlar is
it
just-
doesn't matter, but
I mean, these are a lot of.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that point to them being a lot of different classes, and I think it's all just a hodgepodge.
They're NPCs. They're not
In like a
pieces.
fun, cool way, not in like a you did a bad job way. These are all very cool character sheets.
Alright, so
I agree
Who
as
wants
well.
to be the fighter lady with access to the wish spell?
Not really. Make sure that's clarified.
Sorry, who wants access to the? We're gonna see what random happenstance occurs that could be a wish spell, in the form of a ridiculous sword called the Blind Luck Blade.
I'm curious, how do you determine the
Oh my god, Jim, you wrote a
randomness?
5-paragraph essay about blind luck.
So I didn't write all of that. I copied the wish spell and then changed very key words.
I see. I ain't reading all that.
how do you
Congratulations,
roll
though,
for the
or
random
sorry that
spell?
happened.
Out of curiosity, Jim,
What's that?
how do you roll for the random spell of 8th level or lower?
On a random spell table, presumably.
Yes.
He must have his own tables he's not sharing with us, which is fine.
Oh yeah, it's gonna all be, the outcome is DM controlled.
Right.
Yeah. But so
Totally get
when
that.
when you utilize it, one of those effects will happen.
So you can choose either one of the random effects, which, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
Yeah, so you have
that's
the only thing
roll
you
a
have the
D10.
option of is either randomly doing a spell or creating one of the random effects. Everything else is pretty random.
Totally get that. So every spell of every class is in play there, and you have some kind of table where you can randomly, blindly generate a spell that could be a cantrip, and it could be an 8th level spell.
Yeah, you ever
Of any
play
class.
Pokemon? It's just the metronome ability.
In a couple decades.
It's a fun one.
Oh no, I had great times. I just haven't played it since it was on Game Boy.
So there's this there's a great tool that I found, and it's a random scroll generator. So basically,
so you can just
I'm just gonna generate a random scroll that is the random spell of choice.
The only character that I would enjoy, that I would prefer to wield, is Vlar, if no one else has, and then after that, it's kind of.
All right. I'm happy to handle Stella and Henrik. I mean, Henrik's pretty straightforward.
So how many are left? Cade, the dummy, and Angelina.
Cade,
right?
the dummy. Cade and the dummy are Zach.
Yeah, I'll take those two.
Sounds like Angelina is going to be going to.
This is what I'm seeing. Everyone can confirm or deny that this is what I've seen.
Yes.
Okay. So
Fine with me.
Cade goes to Jin.
I'm finally reading that blind
Practice.
luck spell.
Fine, I guess I'll read this fucking 5-paragraph persuasive essay.
Hey guys, look! I just created a 300 foot by 300 foot by 300 foot cube of like I don't know what cotton that would be 25,000 GP. Like,
It's
Henrik
the
goes
statue
to
in effigy or
Wallace.
it's an F. Yeah, that's meant to be.
Blar goes to Bartholomew. And Stella goes
but I
to...
suppose that's rather inexpensive for something that size. So like,
Okay, everything is
so-
accurate. You can't move who you shouldn't, and you can who you should.
Yes and yes. I can. Oh, you can only see the hit point bars of characters you can control. That makes sense. Okay.
Everybody good?
checking. Boom, boom.
Above,
Yeah, I'm good.
above table, we're taking the time to answer any questions about these characters, which in the world of the game would be your little war council meeting.
How many times can I blind luck blade?
Blind Luck Blade, I think, has 3 charges.
So if you go into his artifacts items section in the journal tab, there's a magic.
Oh, I see. Okay.
1d4 minus 1 charges. So I don't think I've actually rolled its charges, so you can roll a d4.
I can do that. I've rolled a d4 in my life. It's a 1.
So 0
Roll
charges?
again.
No, it has 1 charge then.
Okay.
Wait, can I use one of my abilities to give him a reroll on that?
No.
What's the max number of charges?
3.
3?
Okay.
Yeah, it's 0 to 3, but more, can't be 0, effectively.
Cool. Let's everyone take a nap until I have 3 charges. Let's just sit around for several days until I have 3 charges.
I mean-
No. Sorry if that wasn't clear. That, this Blind Luck Blade has a single charge, which recharges its charges at dawn.
Oh. That was like a
Oh, so it
permanent
never
roll.
has.
Oh,
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
okay.
I think the DM should have rolled that. Steve was just,
I mean, a
Warming up the
D4
dice.
is a D4.
I didn't realize that I was rolling with that amount of gravitas behind
Yeah,
it. You know?
every other magic item recharges at dawn, and this one it's like, nope. You
Yeah.
suck
See,
at
I
one.
can't. I
No,
can't be.
you're not
I can't-
listening, Jeff. It still recharges at dawn,
But it's just max.
but it
one
just
charge.
its charges is 1. Like, I made a Blind Luck Blade. When you make a Blind Luck Blade, you
Yeah.
give it a number of charges. That number of charges is 1 to 3, and he rolled a 1, which it still gets every dawn.
Yeah, that's fine. If anything, it's probably for the best that I only have
Only use that
access
once a
to this
day.
ability once a day.
So I will make sure that's clear. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Commence.
Excellent. All right. So you're done with exchanging pleasantries. You all have a decent understanding of what your companions are capable of and bring to the table. And you have devised your plan, which, to the best of my understanding, involves first navigating to the exterior of the dome, then using a tree spell to get all the way as far east as Rail is familiar. And then once you're safely into the open air world, using your fast travel capabilities to get yourselves to the Scar. Does that jive with everybody?
Yeah, we're gonna turn ourselves into a floating mist that drinks a lot of potions for heat resistance and then get to the Scar. Yes.
Great. So, unless anyone has business along the way, I am going to move us to the eastern reaches of Corm.
Hooray for successfully getting out of the woods without being attacked by the thingy. Cool. Yes. Do it.
Excellent. So, if you will all notice, how do I move the party now?
Noticing things?
Sorry. I'm trying to figure out with the new. There it is. I was looking for the move the party to another map button since the UI had changed.
Ah, yes. I had to figure that out before.
All right. So, as the outline indicates, from the edge of the dome, you zipped yourself to the far reaches of the Mbakwa tribe area, which was round about here. So that puts you right on the outskirts of the Here you go. Right on the outskirts of the woods, just north of the smallest body of water that approaches the Scar. Accurate? This is where we were headed?
I thought we were trying to get further south because we're trying to get here, right?
Yeah, your goal is to get to here.
I only know so far down.
Yeah, the
on the
furthest
continent, I think.
furthest tree he could get you to was the bottom of that globulous pink zone.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly how far Rail knew. I was leaving that up to Jim to tell me how far I would know.
Yeah, and that's that amorphous solid area. So what's your battle plan from here forward?
All right. Time to be wind. I'm going to cast a thing. It's going to take me a little bit of time. But once that happens, everyone's going to turn into a little wispy, windy thing. And so I guess we're going to be able to travel really fast. So once we're all wind, I guess just follow me and we'll make our way as fast as possible. If someone needs to stop for whatever reason, I guess just like do a bunch of little circles in the air or something. And does anyone have any questions?
Everybody went to the bathroom, right? Like this isn't going to be an issue while we're magically gas or something.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
these
If you gotta poop, do it now.
Rail, how long do you think this will take? Out of curiosity, number of hours, days
Um,
to travel. That is, once we become this gaseous form.
What was the name of the spell again?
It's Windwalk.
Okay. Let's do some math.
Yeah, I'll link it. and then
let's
you smart people can do the math.
So hold on. So 300 feet every 6 seconds is, wait, no, is 50 feet a second. 5,280 divided by 50.
It's 34 miles per hour.
Okay. So
And
34
it's how many
miles per-
miles?
Well, let's see. If we do this the way that I'm imagining we should,
Well, I mean, we can go. Yeah.
34 divided by, well, we'll stop at 175. So 34 divided by 175,
Other way around.
So it's like what?
or 175 divided by
5?
34.
5 hours.
Yeah, a little over 5. And the spell itself lasts for 8.
For 8.
So we can.
So
And then
sorry,
we can reconvene and set up camp and really plan our next move, I suppose. We don't want to rush in.
yeah, I think we want to. Or sorry, point of order. To keep myself honest here. My 6th level spell is transport via plants, and Windwalk is also a 6th level spell. So we would need to, after using transport via plants, rest for me to then be able to prepare Windwalk and use it.
Sure.
All right.
That's fine. Luckily, this close to the east edge of Corm is incredibly unpopulated, fearing the Eastermen of the close
Yeah, I would
civilization of
definitely.
Westerond.
Yeah, I would definitely like do it. Like I would bring us to a place where I knew would be like chill, where we could just have a normal regular night and not get attacked by anything.
Biffy.
Well, you are fine for the evening.
I ritually cast alarm anyway, as a habit anytime we make camp.
Good habits.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. Yeah, so you long rest, you awake in the morning, you gasify your friends, and
Yep, we're all fart clouds now.
speedily make your way to this point here.
Yes. As we're. Actually, no, I guess we can't communicate. As we fight. Well, I guess you tell me what happens when we land. And then I'll start role playing.
Oh yeah, and you can once you're wind, you can turn yourself back into being a person. You just need to think really hard about being a person for a minute. And then you could think really hard about being a fart cloud again and you become wind again.
Hooray.
Sorry, I forgot to drag your character tokens along with for the ride. Stand by.
Oh, the other thing is before we take off, I'm going to ritually cast this on all of us except the dummy and I don't know.
Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. It's probably Christina. One moment, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Home.
Oh, that's nice. Such a long day.
Yeah. Everybody showed up. I had 5 minutes. Those minutes I had with you, I had 5 today.
Jeez. That's nuts.
Everybody was a little early. Everybody was up. Like, it was just that fast. With, like, a couple of bathroom breaks. It was, like, crazy today. I don't really know how I managed it. I think I just had no choice because we just fast.
Right.
So I was just kind of like, well, this is what you're doing.
Good for your wallet, bad for your brain.
Yeah.
Robert earned a sticker, but I didn't get him it, so we'll have to give it to him in the morning.
Yay, Rob! That's 6 days in a row.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
he's doing really good. And he went to bed real nice. We turned the TV off. He didn't cry. Yeah, it was really good.
That's great. So quickly within the last improve, is his dad not coming?
No, there isn't really a quick answer to that. Basically, he was not interested until Jay said that they were booking it anyway. And then I guess he talked to Father David, and then he decided that he wanted to go, so now he's going, but he's not funding it.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's prohibitively expensive for us, but we'll have to talk more in detail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
no, I mean, I think it's just expensive in general. It's only a week long.
Well, it's because it's the Alaska cruise. Anyway, it's very expensive.
And that doesn't even include airfare.
No, and airfare to Vancouver is not going to be cheap either.
And not only that, but it also doesn't include some other stuff I can't remember from the night.
Yeah, we show up, we have to stay overnight in a hotel, we have to pay for that. And then
And other stuff, I think.
no, everything else is included. We just have,
excursions.
well, yeah, we can go to the port of call, but if we want to do any of the trips and planned activities, those are extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, cruises are not cheap.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get why Dad's not funding it. That would be really expensive. And he's like buying us a car.
Yeah.
So I don't think he just wants to keep working out cash, like big lumps of cash, which is like totally understandable. I didn't even think we were still doing it until all of a sudden out of the blue, Jay's like, "Oh, here's all the information for the election."
Yeah, well,
Like, wait, what?
he called me and was like, "Hey, here's the deal." And I said, "Okay, can you text me and Christina that information so that we can discuss it?"
Oh, he called you today and was just like, "Oh, by the way, we're still doing."
Yeah, he's like, "You got 10 minutes? I want to tell you what's going on."
Okay, so what did he say?
I just told you.
But did he say this has been in the works, or we just like looked into this, or because we were just with them?
You have all the information I have.
You didn't ask any questions.
He gave me all the information I needed. When it was, what the cost was, whether it was funded or not. I didn't know what else I needed to ask.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, there's no way.
I know. I
There's just no way.
I didn't think there would be, especially if at that time frame we're going to be dealing with another one probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, by then, I'd be very close.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be very pregnant, which isn't a problem necessarily, depending on how far along I am. But how could we drop probably close to $15,000
Right.
on a week vacation when we're still financially in crisis?
I totally agree.
Like, you know, and feel bad saying that. Like, oh, well, if it was that paying, it's not my money. Sure, let's go.
Well, yeah, that's how I feel. But
But, like, it is our money, and we just don't have
that's
it.
the reality. I don't
That's why Dad's buying us a car. We
Ex-
just can't afford it.
exactly. What a slap in the face it would be if we took Dad's free car and then went on vacation.
Yeah, and then we were like, okay, we'll take that to the car, we're going to go cruise.
Exactly.
You know, but I also appreciate that being like, you know, we can't go because we can't afford it, and then he's gonna be like, well, I'll take care of it. And it's like, no, like that's not cool. Like we need to learn how to be able to pay for things on our own.
Yeah.
You know, like
Anna. Shh. It's just mommy coming home. Get over here.
it just kind of puts us in like a weird position. I feel like it's like, you know, like what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like, you know, obviously, it's dad's money, and I don't, I don't want to sound like selfish. But I think, but I'm also kind of like, oh, dad's not funding it. I thought that's what we were doing. And then it's like, okay, hey, that's not cool. Don't assume that dad's always funding things. But he has forever.
like hundreds easily, just running around having
Yeah.
fun in it. And I
Okay.
still never found all the Koroks.
Hey,
Oh.
Jim's back.
Hey, Jim's back.
Sorry about that.
We started a video game podcast on your channel while you were gone.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Totally fine.
I'm gonna try one more time.
She said,
Zach's trying to. Everybody sort of broached off. I was playing Death Must Die the whole time.
she's a,
I'm
she's
playing
a
one
very,
day.
I was role playing for a bit.
Tuesdays are her late day, so she gets home at work at like 9:15. So
Yikes.
she just needed to decompress, which is fine.
Yeah.
She's the real
Um,
dungeon master.
Yeah,
Not
right.
like in a bad way, just
So that's why it took Jim 15 minutes. So like, all right, well that's one way to take it, I guess.
she's the DM to the DM. She's the DX of DM.
Anyway, before things get weirder, so you
The
guys,
DMM.
in your
Yeah,
gaseous forms, after 5 or so hours of travel, arrive, and your tokens are not to scale, but the map is. You arrive on the eastern bank
I need
of this
to go all the way down. Okay.
eastern bank of this peninsula, on the Scar, or across from the Scar. Looking out over the ocean, you see roiling and boiling mists. Well, I guess from this distance, you just see fog.
Man, that looks a lot less intimidating from this far.
Yeah, from here, you probably just see fog. Because,
Yeah, it's just a bunch of fog. That ain't shit. Let's go.
I can cast that at level 1.
All right, well, I suppose we should sleep. As much as I'm sure everybody was absolutely enthralled with the amount of storytelling and yammering on I was doing for the last 5 hours, telling everybody my life story. Back when I was just a wee lad and one of like 9 children.
Don't worry, fellas. The next time that I cast Rary's telepathic bond, Wallace will not be included.
That makes
Oh, what was this? Rary's telepathic bond? What did you do? Oh, you guys were just
We
communicating.
we had a fantasy Discord call while we were gone.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll rest. I mean, ideally find some shelter, not just be like exposed on the beach. I have no idea what the weather is around here, but
Okay, so to answer that question, shelter is few and far between. The landscape is a black sand beach, with
Whoa.
bluffs that rise up to moss and sparse grass covered hills and rocky outcrops. It kind of looks like Scottish Highlands with no trees.
So, like the Faroe Islands. Well, I mean, I can create
Yeah,
shelter
kinda.
for all but one of us. The dummy can't come along. Or the centaur.
Oh yeah, the centaur's large.
We could just make a camp. It's okay.
I mean, who's gonna come attack a giant dummy and a centaur just hanging out on this desolate volcanic beach?
And
Yeah, but we want to include all our friends
this is
when we game.
kind of mean to leave Henrik out.
I'm getting an image of like Dragonstone from Game of Thrones.
Can practice the battle dummy alert us if like something approaches? Does he have enough sentience for that?
He can be. I mean, he has enough sentience to take. He can understand commands that are given to him. So if you're commanding him to
Like,
keep watch and
warn
come get
us
me,
if anybody arrives. Or
Yeah,
anybody is within sight. Okay.
he could understand such a command.
Okay. So that's all right. We can leave him outside. I guess Cade would be saying this, right? So Practice can stay outside, and he can watch over.
Whoa, why'd you make him Asian?
I don't know. I know Japanese, like a samurai kind of. I feel like that would be a good mysterious monk guy. He is Japanese.
Mr. Miyagi, is that what you're going for?
Actually, this one specialist I work with is, and it's just got that wonderful like Japanese cadence.
Okay. Wait, so
This-
what kind of what's this shelter you're making? Magicals, I'm assuming. Do we?
Well, I mean, if we can't include everyone, then we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, I suppose.
Alright. Making some tents.
Dude,
Are we
where's-
right up on the shore, or are we back far enough from the waves that we wouldn't have
I
to
mean,
worry
that
about
would-
like a high tide or
That would be up to you guys, wherever you would want to be.
a grassy area with a good commanding view of the landscape around, not too close to the waves?
Is there any grassy area? Or is it all just is it like sand for miles?
I mean, like I
Or
said,
rock
it's
for miles.
there's some grass. I think Jeff's assessment of the Faroe Islands was pretty accurate.
Faroe Islands.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Look them up sometime. Faroe.
Ah. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we'll find a grass.
Time of day, late
Cool.
afternoon,
Took us 5 hours to get here.
from morning, so midday then.
9, 10, 11,
We
12,
do have-
yeah, it'd be
we
like
do-
1, 2 o'clock.
We do have 3 more hours of wind time if we think we can. Maybe we could do a little. We could do like a little scouting. Maybe we could find the entrance in that time.
That's not a bad idea. Oh wait, are we still in gaseous form right now? Did the spell end?
I assume we reverted.
we can
We
can-
at will switch back and forth.
It just takes a minute.
Oh, we can add. Oh, very convenient.
Did you not listen to my explanation? You just gotta think really hard about being a person or a fart cloud.
Well, my concern is if we're trying to do any sort of scouting, that we only have so many potions to make sure we can actually. deal
I
with the
can cast protection from energy on myself and go do a little scouting. See if I can find it.
Same here.
all right.
Yeah, that's good. Just don't travel more than an hour. Give yourself a little buffer to get back.
Yeah, and I mean you have a ticket both there and home. So if anybody's gonna get lost, please let it not be you.
Please don't be you.
It'll be fine.
All right. And Wallace starts setting up the camp and takes out cards and starts dealing out rummy or spades. I don't know, something to entertain everybody.
Sorry for the cough, guys. I'm getting over bronchitis. It's annoying.
I mean, I guess I'll.
That apology was directed to everyone except Jim, who must suffer through it regardless.
This is what
There's a fantastic feature called push to talk.
Ooh, you done got, son.
After years of abiding by it and still suffering from those who don't, I've decided to make everyone suffer instead.
Cool. Yeah, that's very
Making
cool.
Everybody else's problem. Very mature. All right, the scouters go scouting.
So I'm gonna take a minute to turn myself back into a fart cloud. And right before I become a fart cloud, I'm gonna cast protection from energy on myself. And choose to get resistance to fire damage.
Ditto.
So you're.
Oh. And
We're
I'm going
gonna-
to cast.
We're gonna do a little
Oh.
scouting to try to find the entrance, so that when we go in as the whole group, like the next day, we like know where we can maybe know where to go.
I'm gonna do the same thing, but before protection from energy, I will cast on myself mage armor, and then gift of alacrity on both Rail and myself.
Add D8 to your initiative rolls for you and Rail.
Not that I expect to start a fight here, Rail, but it might be helpful just in case something sneaks up on us.
Yeah,
I can't imagine they would, but
I think if anything tries to start a fight with us, we just fucking run.
absolutely. But if we're in combat, I want to run first before they get a chance to make a move.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you're
All
going
right.
you're going gaseous form with gift of alacrity and protection from energy active.
Correct.
And mage armor.
And mage
Well,
armor.
Okay. Does mage armor concentration or no?
No.
I don't think
Otherwise
so.
it would suck.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
it's just
Gosh.
8 hours of AC
Sorry,
being...
I can't retain every single spell specifics.
Come
all
on.
the
I mean, mage
time.
armor's pretty
Know
basic.
every spell in the game, Mike.
Your base AC is 13 plus Dex mod. So it's 13 plus Dex mod plus armor? Oh,
It
only works
doesn't
if you're not
doesn't
wearing
work.
armor.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Which I am not because
It
I want to cast
is-
spells.
It is your armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my AC is 16 and then plus 5 with shield. If
Hefty.
it comes to that.
Got it. Okay. And you have to do the protection of energy before you're gaseous, right? Because for reasons or no?
Because I assume I can't cast spells while I'm a fart cloud.
Well, protection of energy isn't a spell you're casting, is it? I thought it was the effects of the elixir you were drinking.
No, we
No,
both have that.
no,
spell.
No, we have
okay.
we have elixirs for people who can't cast protection from energy.
Got
Bartholomew and I are cool kids who can just cast protection from energy on ourselves
Totally fair.
to allow other, like, for extra uses of elixirs for other people if needed.
Makes complete sense.
So we're gonna use the fact that we're cool kids that can use protection from energy, do a little scouting, so that next day when we get everyone there, we know where to take them, so we don't just have 10 little wispy clouds running around like clouds with their heads cut off, not knowing where to go.
Makes sense. So, you guys
So much coughing. So much
get
coughing.
yourselves all set up and fly across into the mists.
Goodbye, black clouds. We'll miss you.
As you get closer to land, roughly 50 miles or so across the water, the mists become more of an actual steam. The heat begins to rise, although it's bearable. And you begin to note that the lighter color water here is because the depth of the water is relatively shallow. I mean, this is like
Mhm.
deep ocean depths out here, but over here it's like shallows. This whole bay
Right.
seems
Yeah,
to
that
be relatively shallow.
I did not realize
That,
it zoomed in.
that tracks.
When you get... Well, you point to me kind of where you're headed before I make assumptions.
So we're having. Do we know what this looks like ahead of time from the map?
We have
I mean,
we have a
you
big idea.
You, Bartholomew, essentially have this map.
Essentially, what the image in my mind?
Yeah, from what you were told by your colleague. Told and shown in the dream.
Yeah, so I think we're just trying to, like, follow that map of yours, Bart. Like, I'll probably take your lead on this.
Yeah, you
Right,
effectively
so-
have this map, and you effectively were given information that
No,
that
Gotcha,
purple
gotcha.
line is when
So-
the heat damage would start.
right. No, got it. So, as we're floating along doing cool
Yeah, no.
Cloud Twin stuff, I say to Rail that I think the best place to cross the barrier is where the distance to where we want to land is the shortest. So right about here. If you see that ping.
Yep.
I don't.
Do we have
Otherwise,
the? Can we talk?
Yeah. Because we have the telepathic bond.
Okay.
Still going, yeah.
You're just yeah. All right. Sounds. Yeah. Yeah. We're in the fantasy Discord call still. Oh, can we like still talk to them? Is there a range?
There is no range.
Oh, so we can just like. So we like we don't even need to be like, oh, like we'll be careful. Like we'll just like if something happens, they'll know. We can tell
They'll
them.
know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, why wouldn't you just cast this all the time? Well, it's a 5th level spell, that's why. But all right.
Ritual
Well, it's
casting, maybe. So yes,
ritual.
we should just have this up all the time.
Do we want
don't think-
Wallace's inner monologue
I don't think this has a
percolating at
ritual
all times?
capability.
I mean, there is that possible concern of like, oh, I can still talk to you, listen to you guys. That's
I
great.
believe it is a ritual spell.
It doesn't.
If you
Say that
for
it
some
is.
reason when you bring it up on the, if you actually look it up, it is. I don't know why. Like,
Oh, okay.
I checked.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
we had
go on here.
we had
We already
this
had this conversation.
we had this conversation. I think you were on the phone for it.
Fair.
But yeah, we've made it through the is fantasy Discord a ritual or not.
Got it.
Okay.
So, how thick is this fog then? Like, how do we know when we actually are over the shallow sea versus, say, the land? Can we see that? Is there a cloud floor, so to speak, or ceiling?
So no, but just like real fog, I mean, there is some visibility. It's just less. So as you float down towards the surface of the water, you can see it before you hit it.
Right. Give me a rough estimate of the range before we can actually distinguish it clearly.
The deeper you get inland, the range decreases. Out here, it was visible for like 120 feet.
Oh, that's pretty fucking thick, even out there.
Yeah. But
That's what I'm saying is how do we know which direction we're going then at that point, short of staying very, very low to the surface?
Survival checks, baby.
Yeah, just your sense of direction, knowing that you were going that way and you're still going that way.
Okay.
Rail has a very good sense of
I assume you're not
direction.
just like zipping around like bumblebees. You're going in a direction.
Okay, so sorry. What's the so, one sec. I'm gonna pull up the other keyboard. So we're here.
I have a 19
There's also-
passive perception. So
there's also a directionality. It's not just stagnant mists. It's rolling off from where the water and the land are making contact.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking is, do we need to pick out and remember landmarks and describe them as we pass them so we can kind of easily get to where we want to be? Or is it navigable enough that we can just get there?
It's clear to you the direction from which the mist is emanating at pretty much all times. And the mists are emanating from the scar outward.
Rail's a 10th level
like,
druid who's been
they're-
like navigating through forests and stuff his whole life. So like I assume I can navigate through this.
The steam is eternally being produced where the water meets the land, and then the air currents are pushing that outward from the scar. So at any given moment, you can see the passage of the clouds by you and know that the direction from whence they come is towards the center of the scar.
Okay. So I get the general directionality. Again, since we're trying to pick a very specific launching off point where the distance from the heat damage to where we want to land and run inside is the shortest, like it's presumable that we can just get to this spot that I'm pinging to without having to worry too much about landmarks, even if we're floating through the fog and can't see below us at all times.
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you have no knowledge of what you're about to get yourself into unless you're saying you're there already. Like, are you trying to I can only describe to you what you see in your current space. Are you saying that you've floated all the way to here, Jeff? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I don't know because I don't want to go there. I'm trying to get to right here.
Okay, so you and Rail are gas clouds. Move
Yes.
yourselves where you're going so that I can describe as the DM what you're seeing.
Oh, right. I always forget that I have to move a token in
Sorry,
this
it's
game.
even zoomed out. I'm zoomed out all the way so I can see more of the map, which makes the token.
I go to
20%.
here, which is where I think Jeff wants to go.
I can just make your tokens bigger. That's the problem.
No, it's fine. Okay, yeah, we go to there. I'm making this
Okay.
more complicated than I need to.
As usual. So,
Jeez. Ouch.
so yeah. So you guys
Appreciate the vote of confidence.
You get to here. It gets thicker. You continue moving over the water, and it gets incredibly thick. You notice that there's land, and you're saying once you hit landfall here, you move south. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Still floating. Once you're inland, the wall of mist again, it doesn't exist because you have this intense heat being radiating out from the center of the scar. You're past the water line, and the air is clear, although wavy because of the high temperatures. And the edge of the zone that you know to be the danger zone, it is hot like you're standing a few feet from a campfire. Bearable, but uncomfortable. You know from the information you were given by your colleague that moving any closer and the heat under normal circumstances would begin to be deadly.
Right, but we both have resistance to fire damage right
Yeah,
now.
so it'll be still deadly but less quick.
Yeah.
So let's just be clear here. We can move 35 miles an hour. That's what we determined.
As a gas, yes.
And there were 3 hours left when we departed.
I feel like it's faster than that.
No, it was 300 feet. We just calculated it.
Because the one-way distance
300
means
feet.
we're out
300
of time.
feet. 300 feet per round is 50 feet per second.
Yep.
So,
But we like, if we're talking rounds, we move and dash. So it's actually 600 feet per round.
That's a good point.
We're very fast.
so that'd be 68 miles an hour. If that's true.
Perfect.
We're traveling on the average Connecticut highway right now.
So basically,
Which
we
would
can
change the amount of time that
there
we
and
got here
back
too.
with like we can get there and back in a straight line, more or less, with 20 miles to spare.
Well, you'd have more than that because it would take if we were traveling at that speed, it would take us less time for the initial route.
Oh, that's true. We would have arrived in 2.5 hours, not 5.
Yeah.
So it's actually 10 a.m., not 1 p.m.
That's fair.
Okay, so we got plenty. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. So I look at Rail. I'm like, it's really hard to look at you right now. And do we want to talk about this before we cross the heat barrier, or should we just?
Well, so
Go
can
for
we see the, like, obviously, like, I can see what is very clearly the entrance to Molten Core.
Yeah,
Like,
you can see
on the map.
You can see the map. You cannot visualize that from your position. The landscape is, ups and downs in the terrain, wavy heat obstructing your vision. It's not so clearly defined from, what is that, like 100 miles away?
Yeah.
30 miles away? Yeah.
So
I mean, we'd be able to see the contrast between where the lava and the land is. That much we
Yeah,
can see. We might not be
that's-
able to. It's not high res enough to be like, there's the doorway.
Right.
yeah.
But
You know that you need to go to that general area, but you don't see this big demon head from 30 miles out.
Right. I want to like Rail say to you in the fantasy Discord call.
Mhm.
I wanna like be able to get eyes on it. Like I don't think we're gonna be able to get. I don't think we're gonna have everyone come today. It sounds like it's gonna be we're gonna rest and prepare and get and like head out the next day. So I wanna try to like get eyes on it so that when we have everyone coming this way with the elixirs and all of that kind of stuff rolling, we can get there as fast as we can.
Oh, I love a peep show as much as the next guy. Let's do it.
Okay.
Everyone can do that too.
You guys realize we can hear everything you're saying still, yeah?
Wyatt
Yeah.
Wallace, we have to concentrate.
I knew that. I think Bartholomew might have forgotten that, even though it's his spell.
Conveniently forgotten.
He's not used to having this many people to talk to.
Also,
This is
No,
I,
true.
I just
all the time.
I just want to make it more clear. You know, the map is a rough map. In reality, now that you're closer, you're seeing a much more. The whole area looks much more like kind of this spot where there's lava flows through land, almost like
Right.
a series of chopped icebergs. It's not so one big lake of lava the whole way through.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get you. I've been to Black Rock Mountain.
All right, so should
Um,
I play the Jack of Spades, or should I wait and see if I can wait for the Queen of
Yeah,
Well, so you're
so
not helping because
So-
you really want to play what you're
hang
playing
on.
right now.
I really appreciate that Wallace is bad at bluffing because he doesn't realize everyone can hear him while he's playing cards.
yeah, presumably the people who he's playing cards with can hear him.
Yeah, that's great. I know that's what Mike was doing, and I wanted to take a moment
Yeah.
to recognize it.
Absolutely.
Give me a DC check to not immediately turn around and go play cards with Wallace, knowing that I can take his money.
Not playing for any money. Not actually playing for money.
I don't know that you're not playing for money.
So Bart can do whatever he wants. I want to try to like make my way in here. I want to kind of get a vibe.
That's a one.
Oh, it's a con save. Okay.
Ah! One
All right,
extreme to the
get those
other.
out of the way. Okay, so Rail. While in the zone, every minute you are taking 1d6 resisted fire damage.
Yeah.
So while crossing to there, roughly 20 miles, 68 miles an hour, 20 miles, that's 20 minutes. You take 35 fire damage.
All right, that's fine. Do I see the entrance to the place?
Did you leave Bart in doing this, by the way?
I said I was coming out to do this thing. He looked like he was debating whether or not to go back and play cards or whatever.
Okay.
And so I
That
just
was
want to
for-
get this done so I can head back.
Presume we're together. That was for a moment.
Oh, okay.
So
Well then, how do I do this? You and you? Can I drag? Oh, that's nice.
How's Bart looking after taking 35 fire damage?
Oh yeah.
well, would
if
it be
you're-
a separate? Would it be a separate roll or 20d6? Or
It's-
is it the same?
It's still
If you're-
20d6.
Yeah, if
It's-
you're with me, it's
If
still
it's
the
environmental damage, I would assume it's the same heat levels.
Okay. So 35 damage. It's well, better
If-
hope that the heat isn't hotter on the way out.
same. You're gonna go out in a tree. Oh, you mean like right now? Yeah, if at any point it's like too hot for you to make it back, then for sure just turn back.
Okay, so we're exiting through Tree Walk then.
No. Well, I think he meant like in the grand scheme.
Can you guys
Not
see? Is
right
this
now.
map visible to you?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very tiny, but
But-
yes.
It's tiny.
So that's the thing. I have 67 hit points, and I just took more than half of that getting here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
So-
saying to you, and like Rail would say to you as we were going through this, like remember that we have to make it back. So if you
I know. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm like, maybe we should. Like, it's more of a pain in the ass, but maybe like roll them one at a time instead of just like, you're there and you took this much damage. Like, ouch.
Well, that's why I asked if you were both together, because Rail just moved.
yeah, I don't know how to.
I don't want to get bogged
convey,
into it, but
I don't know how to convey this to you, Jim. Like I'm not like always going to be exactly where I like am on the map. Like it's all a fucking relative position, right? Like I begin the process of going through, and if at some point it looks deadly to Bart, I tell him to turn back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if I take the same amount of damage, then I faint a couple
I would
miles
also
from
I would
the
also
wall.
I would also like do it in increments, right? Like
okay.
because I like Rail would not like put himself in danger of like burning to death
Sure,
when
that makes
there's a lot
total
of stuff.
sense.
So
I do have this. So I suppose I could mitigate.
you can't cast a spell while you're a wisp.
So tell you what,
Oh,
I'll bring you
okay.
guys back a bit, and we'll take the first. We'll say you've been going for 4 minutes, and
Yeah, I'm just trying to get eyes on an entrance. Like as
Got
soon
it.
as I see eyes on an entrance or like feel like I need to turn back, I will do so.
Gotcha. So when you're still 15 miles out and you haven't yet taken 35 damage,
Yeah.
but you've taken some damage,
Right.
you're still not seeing an entrance. You're not entirely sure what the true scale of the size of the entryway is, whether it's something that you could see from a great distance or if it's like just a big door where you'd expect to be much closer to see a big door. That's not known to you, but you recognize that what you're familiar with is from a map and not an actual image of the land, like a
Right.
satellite. But less than half the distance you need to get there, you're continuing to see, broken land and lava flows. The heat is intense.
So
Um,
compromise. As we're in transit, I start saying to Rail, I think I might need some of those good berries the moment we land.
Sure. That's still like we're not landing here. I need to be very clear about that. We are going to turn like as soon as you feel like you are in danger, turn back. I can and this is no knock against you, but like I can probably handle a little bit more than you can as far in the damage department.
Oh, no question.
So if you feel like you are going to like need to turn back, then turn back and I'll meet you on the outskirts of where the thing is when I turn back. Like I'll meet you like where we were right before we started taking damage.
Right,
You know?
yeah, I get all that. What I guess here's the thing. I don't want to impose on the group, but I'm gonna ask anyway because I think in the spirit of being a gambler, this would make sense. That I should roll a d20 or excuse me a d6 for each mile that I go. So if I start getting whacked like on that roll, I took a couple sixes early. Like the gambler in me would be like, oh, it's not so hot yet, only taking a couple damage. I'll keep pressing on. Right? And then that way it's a little more true to who I am as a character rather than like
okay, yeah. So
it,
here's what we'll do. We'll retcon that 70 like it never happened. We'll put you just crossing the border. We'll do a little bit of quick distance math. You've got basically 30 miles to get to where you need to go.
60 round trip.
But we don't know, like we as players can see that, but we as characters don't know that.
Also
right?
understand that.
So does
Yeah.
that mean that the information that we have as players here is accurate? This is where I'm feeling the disconnect.
So you know that the entrance is here ish within, a mile radius or so.
Right. The situation I'm trying to avoid is we get like 10 people in here like fucking chugging through 1d6 every minute as we're like going.
And it's like, where is it?
And then we like don't know where the entrance is and we all fucking burn to death. Like that's what I'm trying to avoid,
I recognize that that's what you're trying to avoid, as that is the danger that is before you.
Yeah.
You were given enough information from the colleague of Bartholomew to get close enough to the entrance such that you will be able to see it.
Okay.
But at the time that you had moved your token, and I know you're telling me that your map movement is not accurate, you were still 10 miles away, which was not close enough to get that info.
Okay. But like we can get there. Like above the table, we can get there.
You can
we know where to...
you have the knowledge to get close enough to then see where you're going.
All right. That's like what I am concerned about here.
Yeah, you're not mysteriously wandering through the scar for an unknown amount of time. You know where you need to go.
Okay.
But like knowing the directions to Manhattan does not give you eyes on the Empire State Building until you're close.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Then in that
So
case,
should I
think
start rolling.
In that case, like once we I think Rail would still probably like try to dip into where it gets painful just to like kind of get a sense of it, get a feel for it. But like wouldn't go that deep in, knowing that we like know where we're going.
Okay.
So that I can like gauge it to be able to then like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I agree with you, and basically what you're gauging is every minute that you spend on the other side of that border, you are in such extreme heat that it's taking a physical toll on you, albeit resisted by your protection from the elements.
Yeah.
In the form of half of a d6.
Right. Okay.
And at your max flight speed, it would take you like 25 minutes in total to get to your destination. I mean, I can do the real math. But it's divided by 60.
I am the one at this table who cares the least about the real math. You know that. Yeah, like once I get a feel for that and understand that, minutes. I'll like say to I'll like say to Bart like, all right, let's head back. I feel like we've gotten what we need here.
So you're saying 26 minutes to land?
26 minutes of heat to get to the doorway if you're dashing at your full gas speed.
So we would get 26 d6 that we're rolling against, basically.
You have to mitigate somehow, and you've chosen through protection from elements and moving very quickly 26 d6.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I start flying back.
Okay.
Presumably with Bart.
Yep.
Very
Sorry,
good.
I thought we had to put eyes on the entrance to get.
That's what I was
yeah.
That's what I was also concerned about. That's what I was like thinking. So if that confusion was just a me thing, then I apologize.
No, that's fine. I don't think that was time wasted. Like your scouting efforts led you to know that you have to mitigate 26 minutes of heat, which you did not know specifically until this point.
Yeah. right,
So if you're
cool.
just floating all the way back to the party at this point,
Yep, zooming on back.
very good. 2 fart clouds arrive back at the group.
And for the minute where you turn from a fart cloud back to a humanoid, it is just one continuous fucking rad fart.
I mean, is that really entirely necessary, old man? I mean, we can see,
Oh.
we know you hear. You just
No, that's just no, that's just part of the spell. Like every time you transform.
That makes sense
Don't
going
worry,
from
Wallace.
human to gaseous form, but I don't understand how a
The heat-
gaseous form to
the
human
heat
makes
is
sense.
hot.
It's like a reverse fart. Yeah, exactly.
like a whistle. Like
Don't think about it too much.
too late.
Yeah,
Be-
I relay that to the rest of the party.
All right, so the rest of the party is now aware that they can gaseously travel to safely on the outskirts of the intense heat, but once they cross in, the shortest path that you were able to discern is still going to be, best estimate, around 26 minutes of intense heat that they'll need to mitigate. That
Yeah.
point is understood by all of the NPCs.
Do any of the NPCs seem like they are like concerned about that amount of damage?
So
No.
none of them
Well,
are concerned about except Cade, about the volume of incoming damage. Mostly because you and your persuasive band of countrymen have explained that everything's going to be fine. We have a plan back in the war room. So they're like, yeah, you told us it's going to be hot, but you have a plan for that, right?
Yeah. All right, cool. Great. So I think that our best course of action is to camp out, and we'll head out bright and early, and it should be fine.
Seems good to me.
Yeah, now I just gotta figure out why I keep losing at this card game.
Vlar smirks silently, which nobody notices. Except Rail.
Hell yeah.
So we passed the day.
Yep, day passes. It is a barren wasteland with maximum visibility, so nothing's really sneaking up on anybody.
It's not even like birds.
There's not a lot of shorebirds because the elevated heat of the waters has eliminated most of the animal life inside.
Oh, so they're like, I don't know, a lot of like seaweed or algae blooms or.
There's
Algae
definitely
blooms.
algae bloom on the far banks.
Okay. I feel like if there was somebody that was in the ecologicalness, this would be a fascinating place to visit, but not us. Good night.
Nah, fam, that ain't me.
Perhaps under different circumstances.
Henrik says, all this sleeping is preventing me from the killing. And he sleeps standing up.
Just slumped, like just like is he sleep with his arms crossed? It's like his arms have they just limp out. Like does he
Stop
just
asking
sleep,
questions
like,
about
travel,
Centaur.
It's like that's the reason they have such strong necks, because they just have to be like they never get to lie down.
So around the bulk of us, around say our makeshift fire, but we don't have a fire because it's warm. I cast that and set it to audible.
Very good. Eerily, the night passes without event.
I would say there must be the beautiful night because of the lack of light pollution, but that's not a thing in medieval time or fantasy worlds anyway. So.
Yeah, we live in a fantasy world where we're not
light pollution isn't a problem.
we're not burdened by the.
Well, the funny thing is, this is like the one place in the world where there would be light pollution.
No,
So
you're
this-
it's like this like glowing red
The incandescent.
hanging off of the
Yeah.
east.
Yeah, kind of a giant candle. It's like it always looks like dusk.
that would be kind of unsettling. Actually, it's like you're trying to sleep. You're like, what? I guess it's not gonna turn off, is it?
Yeah, it's just kind of always. It's always dusk over there.
I catch a whiff of brimstone every once in a while.
Oh, it stinks. It's so
See the algae
sulfury.
blooms and the.
Wallace would have just assumed that was because we were fart clouds until we got here. They're like, oh no, it just smells like this all the time.
Oh, that's just me now, I guess. Okay, the night passes uneventfully, and you all awaken.
All right, he's ready to go face a time organizer, whatever they're called.
I am intrigued to see this story meet its conclusion.
Come on, bros, let's go get him.
I don't know which
All right.
character Jim was in that.
That
instance, but okay.
was Vlar.
Ah,
I forget you don't know what voices are in my head.
the joys of being the
Alright.
DM having to play everybody else.
Yeah, so I think the plan is I'll cast Windwalk on everyone again, so everyone can turn into fart clouds. The thing about the spell is it's actually you're turning your spirit into wind by farting it out of your butthole, and
I mean, can't I just have the option to burp it out of my mouth? Like that just seems unnecessary.
But then you'd have to turn backwards.
the incantation on the spell is actually very specific.
Turn inside out.
I would probably say like hold off on taking your elixirs. I assume distribute the elixirs to everyone.
Yes.
And I would say let's go elixirless to like about here where I'm pinging, and then we can like stop, turn into people again, do our final ready check, like do a DBM pull timer, and drink. Everyone knows you pop your potion on 1.
Right.
You never pop it on 2, even if your tank sometimes pulls early. You always commit. And so just like making sure everyone is here together, grouped up, and then potions and flying in.
Okay.
Vamonos.
How many
So does the
total
whole body
elixirs
just-
did we have?
10. So does
who
the
has
body
them?
like turn into a gas cloud like all at once, or like the head starts forming and like turning in cloud, and then finally it's like the butt is the last
Well,
part to actually.
It all comes
Yeah.
out your. It all comes out your butt, right?
It all comes
So
out. So
you
yeah,
start-
you
implode from the skull and your limbs
Yeah.
in.
yeah, the sphincter is the last thing to turn, because it has to get farted out of
It has
itself.
to be pouring out of you, yeah. Like at some point, like it starts at the head, and then the feet start coming out, and yeah, over the
Right.
course of a minute, yeah. No, all right. Just want to make sure I have the right image on.
All right.
I might want to hold on to a potion, being of probably the most frail build here.
I don't know. Cade's pretty soft over here.
I feel like you
Well, we
don't
have
know
2
how
extras.
soft wizards are.
I have 67 total hit points, so
All right, so we go forth and do the thing. Yeah, we had 10 potions, and we just make sure everybody's got at least one.
and there's how many total party members right now? 10.
10.
Yep.
So with Steve and I having protection from energy, that's 2 extra. So I'll take one of the extra.
Yeah,
Well,
there
actually,
is
no,
a-
there's
Their resistance doesn't stack, you know.
No, I know, but like if I'm like if it's a big heat roll, I might need to like stop, revert, chug a potion, and go back.
Um,
I'm curious why you would need to chug a
What?
potion instead of cast the spell.
yeah.
Oh, I suppose
Like
yeah,
a-
I could just recast the spell. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not gonna mitigate any more damage. You just have to heal.
Yeah, the potion is just a liquefied effect of the spell that we are casting.
Right.
Oh, it has an hour. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and the spell itself lasts an hour as well. It's concentration, but it lasts.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the elixirs don't need con rolls, but I think every minute those of you casting the spell would need a con roll.
Oh shit. In that case, we definitely just use the elixirs.
Yeah.
It would suck to lose our protection just because we like randomly rolled shitty on a little d6 con check, you know.
Concentration be
Good point.
concentration.
That's fair.
Okay. So everybody consumes a potion.
Sounds like it.
You have an hour of resistance. You've got 26 minutes to withstand the heat. We'll roll these d6s globally, but one at a time, so that you can make decisions as we move. Can I roll? Can I do roll d6? Roll d6 over 2? Is that a thing? Nope. Okay, first d6.
You can roll a 1d3.
We're gonna sit here and watch Jim
But
roll
that's not-
26 d6 individually.
Is 1d3 the same as 1d6 resisted? Does that handle rounding correctly?
I mean, a 1 and a 2 becomes a 1, a 3 and 2, a 3 and a 4 becomes a 2, and a 5 and a 6 becomes a 3.
Okay. I'll do it. Okay. Minute 1. Minute 2, you've taken 3 damage. Minute 3, you've taken 6 damage. Minute 4, you've taken 7 damage. Minute 5, you've taken 8 damage. Minute 6, you've taken 11 damage. Minute 7, you're up to 13. Thanks, Wallace. Minute 8. Minute 9. Minute 10. Minute
This is
11.
the most cursed way to do this.
Minute 12. Minute 13.
We are halfway across, and we are at 27.
Yikes.
Everyone good?
Minute
Uh,
14.
It's gonna be cutting it close. Excuse me. It's going to be close, cutting it close.
There's a lot of 3s.
Minute 15.
How much HP does Cade have?
If I had to rate
Yeah,
it,
Cade, if you had to take a summation of roughly how healthy you are and put it into some numerical value, what do you think it would be?
on
Cade
a
is not
scale
bloody.
from 1 to 70, I would say it would be a 70, right? Or it would be no. What's 70 minus 2? Be 39 right now.
All right.
39 left, or
Minute
Yes,
minute 16.
39 remaining.
Oh, I think we'll be fine.
Minute 17. Minute 18. Minute 19.
Minute 19.
Minute 20.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Minute 21.
Oh,
a
many
lot of 3s.
Hey, Jim, just quick, just gotta check in here. Could you stop rolling so many 3s? That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Can you please cut that out?
Minute 22.
Can I roll one of them?
Minute 23.
This is it. I think we've lost Jim. I think
Minute
all he's
24.
doing is rolling D3s for the rest of eternity.
Minute 25.
Jesus Christ.
Good
What are the
golly.
odds?
And minute 26.
Hey, there's a
All right,
one.
finally.
Not even close, baby.
So 26 minutes and 57 fire damage later, the party finds themselves.
There were 4 ones in all of that.
Jeez.
Party finds themselves on this map.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I'm
thought
not doing
about
so well
getting
here. I
but
could
we
use a
did not
good
consider
berry.
it would be very hot in here.
Several good berries.
Do we not see the entrance?
You're a mile off. The entrance is not on this map, but it's about a mile in that direction.
I mean, we're still
you-
in gaseous. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, you're still in gaseous form. You're at this position. Down on this side. The entrance is still to your northeast, about a mile away. This is the landscape. And you have another minute or so to travel. What you notice, now from close enough to see more details, is that map showed this big demon head that looked like a giant door. In reality, what you see is this lava flow, river, gorge, intertwined mess. Seems to all converge at this large sculpted rock face that is a horned demon type face, but its mouth seems to be pouring lava out down into a flow that creates this lake and splits off into 2 big rivers, one going off to the east that you can't see, and the other one coming towards you to the west, which is this lava that you're seeing. Around this big head, you see a structure built into the mountain wall that appears to be sort of a terraced, tall stone wall structure. More detail than that you can't really see from this distance. But it looks much less natural and much more hand carved in that direction.
Well, let's go.
That's
I'm
intimidating.
bloodied. I'm bloodied and seared.
I am well blooded. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Jin is hurting.
trucking along like we normally would be.
Okay. Taking no pause, the party zooms off in their gaseous form. And
We could like we have the time. We have the time if we need to stop and do like a quick Healy check. Like we could do that. We're ahead of schedule time wise.
Yeah,
But
bros, if we got a minute, I could use a little love.
Yes.
All right. Rail will take a minute to
Well,
revert.
we're all gonna have to take a minute to revert to be.
So that's
healed and
2
then come
minutes.
back.
1 minute to travel and then another minute to revert, right? So 2 more D3s.
are you reverting here or are you moving and then reverting? That's the question.
It
Stop
depends.
here, heal, because we don't know what we're coming up against, and then.
Can I make like some sort of check or something to see if I have a sense of how much longer we're going to have to be in this shit?
I mean, it's just 1 more minute till we get to the.
Yeah, you'll about a mile away, so another minute's travel and you'll be to the area where the door is.
Okay. I guess let's do that. And then if
Well,
I
we don't know what we're gonna run into when we get there, so it makes sense to stop here, heal, and then keep going.
yeah, the thing is, like, I don't know if we can like out heal, an extra two. Like, we can out heal an extra 2 minutes, but is it worth it to? I don't know. Whatever. We'll just keep going, I guess.
Okay, keep going. We don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Okay.
Did
Another
you
minute rolls by.
Did you change my HP, Jim?
Yeah, I changed everyone's.
Oh, okay.
Another minute rolls by. You all take another 2 damage. And you find yourselves here.
Okay.
So there's no. All right. So there's no like doorway. At least nothing obvious. That a pile of gold I see up there, and like treasure.
Ignore that. It's a borrowed map.
Okay.
What about these glyphs? And I could use quite a few good berries if it's possible.
Are we reverting back? Are we still taking damage?
Every minute.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, this is the only place that we know fits. So let's all plop here and get some healings going.
is there, like, do we see like an entrance that leads into a cave or something? Or like some sort of door or whatever? Because if so, then like Rail would be booking for that with everyone, or trying to get everyone to book for that before taking the time to revert and heal. Like, we're just gonna get attritioned out. I've only got so many spell slots.
Right. So there's lava flowing out of here, right?
Yes.
Is there a space above where the lava's flowing? Like, is there a river that like you can enter in above?
So the mouth is open. It's got big teeth. And the lava's
Right.
flowing out between the teeth and down. And then the mouth is like, it's a big open mouth.
Okay.
Could you
Now,
fit
is there-
above the lava in the mouth?
Like, is there enough height?
Yes.
Presumably. Like the bottom to top jaw space is like 20 feet.
So
Okay.
yes. Okay. Well, given no other, I mean, if I quickly fly around the back of this thing, there's no other like clear entrance.
What do these glyphs look like? Is this just look like it's ancient decor, or does it look like it might be?
Ignore the glyphs. Again, borrowed map.
Oh, okay.
The terrain is accurate. The details are less so.
Copy.
Yeah, so like Rail is under the impression that we are looking for an entrance, and once we are in the entrance, we will not be taking damage every minute anymore. And so Rail is looking for that entrance, and I'll make whatever check you want me to do so.
I'm assisting.
You can make an investigation check at advantage.
Can I do the same thing?
Yeah, you can both make advantaged investigation checks.
Rail.
So neither of you see a door in the traditional sense of the word. You see these two stairwells very shallowly lead into the river of lava that's flowing south away from the mouth and away, in west and east in either direction as well. You notice that the walls here are lit by actual flames and fire. And it's not clear whether they're solid walls or if they are open and full of fire or if there's fire in front of stone. Same with this area underneath the mouth. And again, the mouth is tall. And as you peer from your vantage up into it, again, you see the lava flowing down the teeth, but you can see the roof of the mouth is, carved stone and visible.
Are these gems here?
No.
Okay. All right. I will, as a gaseous form, try to fly into the wall.
Okay. Everyone takes 3 more damage. Sorry, I'm just managing the
guys.
NPCs.
I could really use some help right about now.
Okay, so
This Jin.
as Jin says that and they're looking for the entrance, Vlar will. Have we all reverted, or are we in gaseous form still?
We're still in gaseous form.
Anyone who needs healing, just start reverting.
Okay, so Vlar will revert. Can we be healed? Could one of the
Jin and Cade
NPCs
will
heal
revert.
us? So could
Sorry?
one of the NPCs heal us while
If
we
you
are
have-
in gaseous form?
If you have control of a character, you can use it as if it were your own.
I get that. So my question is, when I'm in gaseous form, can I be healed?
In gaseous form, you're still targetable, as far as I understand.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Okay,
Vlar,
then I'm just gonna do this.
while they're looking, Vlar's gonna revert, and after a minute goes by, like the first minute while they're looking, we've taken that damage. How much is that? We took another 3?
Yeah.
2 different cure wounds, 2 to me, 2 to Jin, because it seems like we're the weakest of the bunch right now.
Okay.
Is there anybody
You
else
sh-
that needs it? Because I got 2 more. I can pump out 2 more.
You
cure
should
wounds
have
as well.
control,
Cade,
so
yeah.
cast whatever spells
Oh,
you
yes,
want
I
to
need
cast
some
from
of
their
that as well,
spell
please.
sheets. And just manage
So-
the spell slots, of course.
Cade's the one who's like.
Oops. Sorry. I need to click that.
Cade's the one who's like close to dying too, right?
Of the NPCs, he's a blinky red gas.
I'm gonna use 3 of my Balm of the Summer Court healing dies to heal him for 3d6.
Okay, so Jin,
I'm reverting, by the way, on that last minute. That was me. Like I'm gonna revert after I make that investigation check.
Okay.
Jin, you take 2d8, or you take 1d8 plus 5 twice. So
Cade.
8 and 11, so you take 19.
So Jin gains 19 health.
Oh, wonderful
Thank you.
rolls.
What do you
I
get,
get back
14?
14.
And
Yes.
Cade gets 13.
Cade gets 13. All right.
I
Anybody
think.
else
Let
need-
me make sure it's not like plus my spell casting or something.
Mike, as a gas, you're
Yes.
able to fly through the fire.
Okay.
And you see that this upper wall is, in fact, an overpass.
So underneath, it's all just fire.
Underneath it
Or is there-
is gouts of fire emanating up from a roiling river of lava.
Cade is also going to get a temporary hit point for each die that I use, so he also gets 3 temporary hit points in addition to that 13.
I will
Right,
continue to
How do I
fly.
enter that on the?
Just call it
Here.
24. It's effectively the same thing. Except that the temporaries can just go away, and if they do, you'll just subtract the 3 if they're not utilized through damage.
Yeah, and basically for as long as until we like figure out the entrance or whatever, Rail will sit around in regular druid form or regular Rail form, and like anytime anyone is getting low, say to them like, "Let me know if you're getting low," and I'll like just like bomb of the summer court them.
Okay,
Kind of thing.
noted.
For as long as however long this shit takes.
What's up, Mike? You had a question?
I will. So I fly basically through here underneath, trying to see if there's anything else I can. So entrance way beyond just yeah, pillars of fire. Like, is there any other way to go that's not just this overpass?
Gotcha. So underneath there, you don't see any openings or entrances, but it does make it clear that the lava is flowing out from inside the mountain, and all of these like downspouts
Yep.
are being fed from the river of lava that's under this section of wall.
Okay. Did we cast a telepathic spell so we can all talk?
Yeah, it's still in effect.
Presumably.
All right. I will then fly up and look directly into the mouth to see if I can see in.
You fly up, you look directly into the mouth, and you can, in fact, see that the river seems to be flowing forward from an opening, and that opening goes in and downhill and then turns.
I proceed to fly in and see if I can find a spot to land inside. For like, I'll fly for, I don't know, another. Like, I'll fly for 2 turns. So, whatever, how fast we're going. 300.
600.
Yeah, 600 because I'm dashing.
When you go in and haven't come out for 12 seconds or 6 seconds or whatever, I would ask you in the telepathic bond, did you find the entrance?
They're looking.
Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. This tool is confusing.
Is there a path down there?
Stand by.
So you, Mike, eventually come to this area, which is not nearly as warm.
I found the way in. Going through the head.
All right. Before I turn back, does anyone else need a top off, or are you good to go follow Wallace? Everyone.
Survive the minute or 2 minutes it'll take you to get down here.
Close, but we could probably. I could spare a few minutes.
I'll
I could
give
spare a few as well.
I'll give Bartholomew 1 more d6 of healing. I'll also give Cade 1 more d6 of healing.
All right, thank you.
So Cade gets 2, Bartholomew gets 6. You both each get 1 more temporary hit point. Jin, how are you looking?
I'm okay. Excuse me. I'm okay, bro.
All right.
This is
Then
gonna get a little confusing.
Vlar's gonna also revert back as soon as she heals, so we can all move quick when the time comes.
yeah, I'm like telling everyone to like go, and I'm gonna start my minute of turning back. And
right, so
before
everyone who's
Sorry.
already gaseous can make it to where Wallace is. Anyone who's not gaseous just takes 1 more d3 of damage. I don't know who those people are at this point.
Okay, so that would be Jin and Cade at least.
Why would
Dummy
they
would still be. Practice would still be.
They could still be wind. Like you guys could have
be
been wind this
healed
whole
as a
time.
cloud. Yeah, you can be healed.
Yeah.
As a cloud.
So you didn't have to revert. So like
The
as soon
healers have to
okay.
revert, the healees do not.
correct.
Got it.
I will cast a first level healing word on myself while I am concentrating to go back in that minute. And get myself back 8 hit points. And then take, presumably, is that 3 the one that
Yeah,
hits
that 3
while
was
we're
the
reverting?
last. Correct.
All right. So I will be at 36.
Cool.
And then once myself and the rest of the people who are wind or who had reverted to heal are done reverting, I would start following.
Okay. So the damage has been dealt. You make your way into the cavern to a point where the heat is no longer unbearable. And this is what everybody sees. First, can everyone see this map correctly?
You're in the bottom right corner
Yes.
of the map if you're looking at darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah.
And if you select one of your controlled NPCs and hit Control L. Oh, they don't have vision.
Enable vision. That work?
Vlar, when she reverts, will ritually cast Detect Magic on herself.
Well, we don't necessarily need to revert yet, but I suppose people having abilities to do things.
I think that once we're in a spot where we're not taking damage anymore, Rail would start reverting and intends to like says we like, good job making it through, everyone. We should definitely take a minute before we keep going.
Yes.
And wants to take a short rest before we go farther.
Yeah, I suppose that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
So you're choosing to take a short rest, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
During that short rest,
unless we want to go fight the boss at 30 HP.
I suppose not.
Towards the end of the short rest, when we're ready to get the kit and caboodle back together, I will ritually cast Telepathic Bond.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so everyone can make a short rest.
I suppose I'm going to omit the dummy and...
So you can consume hit dice for
And the
health
centaur.
gain.
Yes.
How many hit dice does Cade and Dummy have?
If you
Practice.
right click and open character, and then you look where it says hit
I have
points,
that here.
it gives you the total, and then it says how many D whatever plus whatever. The how many D whatever is the number of hit dice.
Oh,
You can roll,
yeah. Interesting.
for
A
example,
short rest.
11
A short rest.
D6.
Short rest. You can consume any number of your hit dice. You only gain half your maximum on a long rest back.
Got a long rest.
And it's the die plus your Constitution modifier is what you get back, right?
There's
Yes.
a roll a hit die button.
Copy.
On your character, there are. On the NPCs, I don't know that there is.
Oh my god, rolling hit die for NPCs.
Yes.
I didn't even think of that. Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm figuring out now.
So
So
8, D8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, you could do it all in one shot, like Mike did.
No, yeah.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
13 plus 21, 29.
Holy cow.
29,
Well, that works.
plus
Frickin' 22 Constitution. Ah!
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
That's amazing.
good.
1d10 plus 6.
He's a thick boy.
Surprisingly non-mobile for a horse person, but I digress.
I thought Wallace didn't know anything about Centaur. Sure got a lot of attitude for a man who doesn't know anything about Centaur.
Why? Let's see that character bars before. Why can't I see they have what bars now?
Ooh, I was very close to Exacxes. Alright.
Oh, what have you done, Mike?
I'm trying to get her health bar to appear on my screen, but it's not doing it.
Oh, I see it on my screen.
Well, aren't you special?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where's my health bar not
What was the
coming?
total damage we took again? It was 59? Or it was more than that. So I can guesstimate for the NPC.
62. Good lord, he kept rolling threes. 65.
Okay. I had a
Also,
max
hey-
HP of 67 there, so it's a good thing we stopped. to heal.
Hey Jim, the max hit points on my health bar, for my icon, and for the health hit points on the character sheet are not aligning.
For
Which
which
one's it
character?
going to go with? Practice.
Stand by. That is probably a mistake on my part.
What happens if you just click that?
There we
Oh,
go.
it just rolls it. Okay.
Yeah, just it generates how much health for that NPC. That's what that hit points
Yeah,
does.
okay. That's
Okay.
an easy way to rack.
Still not showing up correctly on my token, but that's fine as long as it.
On the token, it doesn't say 102.
No, it says 77 out of 142.
Oh, that just hasn't updated yet then for you because it's definitely been fixed on my side.
Odd. Okay. Oh, no.
Refresh.
Let's just do a full page refresh.
Rail, are you sorted? You still show 36.
I was waiting for all of this dice rolling nonsense to get sorted out because I just don't want to have to like find numbers in the middle of all of this. So
Fair,
once
fair.
everyone's done, I'll do it.
Is Angelina sorted?
Vlar is sorted and back to full.
Angelina is not sorted for, or was not sorted for the same reason. I didn't want to have to like get everything.
Oh, right. You're Angelina. That's fine. I just need Jin. You said Vlar's full.
Jin needs to roll, yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out those numbers there. What was the shortcut to open up the
Click
other
on the
right
token.
Yeah, so,
Right click
okay.
token, click open character. And on your
Beautiful.
actual
Literally,
PC,
for us, it's literally the only option.
On your
Mhm.
on your PC, you can literally roll hit dice. There's a hit dice button.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be like rolling hit die while other people were rolling hit die because it gets messy.
Yeah, I get you.
Fair.
Nice rolls there, Zachary.
Yeah, seriously. Take one more.
41,
Yeah.
48. Wait,
You're
why did
almost rolling as many
Yeah.
max
You were at-
rolls as Jim
you
did.
were at 41 plus 28 would have been max already. Why'd you roll another?
Oh, I was at 28, I thought.
Yeah. 28 and 41 is 69.
Nice.
28.
What?
Did I do the math wrong?
Oh, no,
I punched in my calculator.
I did the math wrong.
Oh, I was like,
You were
because
fine.
I'm using a calculator. I'm like, I must
it
have
was-
punched a number in
It
there.
was 31, not 41. So yeah, now 28,
Yeah.
38, 66. You're good.
Good. Now I'm down to 6. Let me make a note.
Oh.
These guys, how many hit dice I've used.
No. You don't have to do that. It's in the character sheet.
Nope, for
on your NPC.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, NPCs.
Fair.
Oh well, that's nifty.
Where would I
Yeah,
go?
it'll generate the health pool for the character, the NPC. And it'll even color code as to whether it's average, above average, or below average.
Oh, how'd you do that?
That's why it's blue.
So on the PC, you literally click the words "hit dice" on the bottom, and it'll tell you it'll ask you how many you want to roll.
That's what I thought everybody was doing.
Nope. You can also that's the like you can either I just clicked literally the D10. There's
Let's
like a
click it
D10
once
you can
time.
click as opposed to clicking the hit dice at the bottom. What happens if you touch the death save? Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, anyway. Playing with interfaces.
Just burning
Um,
crits.
Well, okay. It is 11 o'clock.
It's up to
I'll
y'all.
let.
I can keep
think
going.
Steve normally has a hard cutoff around now. Is that accurate, or am I putting words in your mouth, Steve?
I mean, I have to like get up early tomorrow.
So is
I
now a
mean,
good
we're
stopping time?
about to heavy combat dungeon dive, and you got spells back, so it's probably a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe no combat. Who knows?
As the DM realizes that he's shown his hand a little, like, oh, whoops.
I go up to the Time Lord and convince him to kill himself.
With my broken build of a character.
All right. Make sure you've noted how many hit dice you've used, how many spell slots you have remaining. Health is correct, and we will pick it up starting next session.
Where do I
Whatever
see the hit die for Angelina?
So
I literally just edited the character sheet to show it.
in the character sheet, if you open the character sheet, it'll say hit points 114, and then parentheses it says 12d10 plus 48. So her single hit die is 1d10 plus 4.
But there's no like easy way to track that, so I literally like edited the sheet to track it.
So for Angelina, you can roll d10 plus 4 each time.
Okay, and how many hit dice does she have?
12.
And she's at 62.
Accurate. 52, sorry. 52 of 114.
Okay. So 12d10 plus 48 would be what it would be if I just rolled all of her hit die.
If you rolled all of them, it would be 12d10 plus 48, yeah.
I'm just gonna do that because she's an NPC and I don't give a shit.
Okay.
She's at full health again.
She is at full health.
Like, I can't imagine a world where I take more than one short rest with this character.
It's not a terrible thought. How much did you give yourself, by the way?
I'm back up to 84. I have used all but one of my hit die.
Got it. Okay, cool, gents.
Alright, that was a lot.
There's a lot of numbers, a lot of dice. Finally get to start using our characters next session the way God intended.
You're saying goodbye to the internet?
Goodbye,
I
the
used
internet.
my character a lot this session.